What tools or software did you use for editing, and how did you learn them?
I know we used DaVinci, Synthesize, Blender, and Photoshop. We may have dabbled in a few other softwares that's slipping my mind right now, but the main four that we used were those. DaVinci, as you can see behind me, is the editor that we're most familiar with and used for these videos. We used Synthesize to help us with our tracking data because we had too low of a shutter speed on the cameras that we were using, which we now know and will be adjusting going forward, obviously. But Synthesize was able to help us get the most out of the data that we did have to try to get tracking information for both the VFX and CGI. Photoshop was used one time for the final scene to extend the background of it, and Blender was used for the 3D elements of the VFX. And basically the way we learned all of those was trial and error. With an abundance of YouTube tutorials, we would use something to the best of our knowledge, to the best of our abilities, to see if we could get it to work, and if that didn't work, we would try something else, or come to grips with the fact that due to previous errors in the filming side of things, this is as good as we're going to be able to get certain elements of it with what we have.
Did you already have a vision for how the final product would come together, or did it evolve in post?
It was a little bit of both. We kind of were able to piece together everything based off of storyboarding and from the actual filming and footage that we got on the days that we were out there filming. But with pretty much any of our projects, it kind of all evolves to a certain point as we go through and edit and add elements and remove elements. That's why we always make sure to just get extra footage here and there, because you never know what you can slap in somewhere to enhance one scene or remove somewhere to enhance another scene in a different way. So extra footage just to make sure and just kind of let it evolve organically that's our strategy so far.
Did you handle editing solo or collaborate with anyone else during the process?
I definitely collaborated with Hunter. He actually did the majority of the editing for this, and I came back in more towards the end of the process to sort of divide the workload a bit so we could speed things up more. But it was two people that did the editing, myself and Hunter Seitz. So
what was it like putting together your first ever trailer, and how did you decide what to highlight?
it was definitely a learning process and a process in general to get everything from concept to creation. Learned a lot about what not to do at a stoplight, essentially, in the world of movie making. And in this particular trailer, the way it was written, I decided to highlight the main characters of both of the teams within the series. It's kind of like a meet and greet type thing, as well as getting a general vibe of what to expect going forward for both future projects and future episodes within the series itself.
How do you define success now compared to when you first had the idea?
When I first had the idea for this project, probably would have defined success as the project itself becoming popular, gaining or creating the foundation that was needed to continue with both the series and this line of work in general, which to some degree I would still agree is under consideration for what I would call successful. But now, having done it, I would say getting through filming, getting through post, and releasing a product that you're proud of and that you like is definitely a pretty important part of what I would consider successful.
How do you plan to grow your audience or reach more people moving forward?
We've considered crowdfunding, both Kickstarters and GoFundMe, as well as starting a Patreon and marketing and things for it. I would like to be able to do more beyond that, but as of right now, we're kind of in that aspect of things, starting at the very bottom and working our way up. So we don't want to really spread ourselves too thin with having too much going on and not enough to show or provide. for that as far as content on our end. So with those few alleyways, we're hoping to gain some sort of traction, as well as posting on other forms of social medias like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and just try to grow a community organically.
What's next? Any upcoming projects, new ideas, or challenges you're excited to take on?
Yeah, I'm excited to take on the challenge of actually making the series now. That for sure is the next thing, the very first major project that we have lined up for us for the future. There may be a slightly smaller prologue that I'm debating on making to help tie into the lore of the world and characters and really solidify the backstory of some things. But past that, just really excited to get everybody rallied back up, geared back up, and start filming the actual series now. So, operators, coming eventually to a source of internet near you. Thank you. Okay, we're done here.
If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a single update from us. This is Cody from FrostFlare Collective. 1-1 out.